put your tongue
my
in.
lady. I've often heard that you'd give me a warm welcome if ever we met again.
And like Flynn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this week's In Like Flynn is the top 10 franchises in the last 5 seasons of the MLB season. Yes, Bleacher Report did this a couple of months ago, and I thought it was very interesting. I got a chance to check it out, and I think this is interesting. So, at number 10, Bleacher Report has the Cleveland Guardians, a team that has not won in 75 years, but has one of the best players in all of baseball in Jose Ramirez. A team that's been very consistent year in and year out. One of the best rotations in baseball almost every single year over the last 5 years. And their bullpen, as dominant as can be, they're just up and down when it comes to the defense. I mean, as far as their hitting and their lineup. So I would think that they would be higher than this. I would put them in the top 8. So I would disagree with them at number 10. I would probably put at number 10 the Texas Rangers. That's who I would put at number 10. And Texas has had a sensational they've been sensational over the last 5 years. They won a World Series, Bruce Bochy, and now they've been transitioning. They've had now 3 managers in the last 5 years. It's pretty unique for a team to do that and still win a World Series in the 5 years that they've done it. So I'm going to go Texas Rangers at number 10. At number 9 for this Bleacher Report, they have the Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee's been consistent year in and year out. David Stearns is now with the New York Mets. So very interesting how they have this, but a team that is 395 and 313 over the last 5 years, 4 playoff appearances and 2 wins. Wins above replacement, 163.9. The Brewers have been sensational. Good pitching rotation, good bullpen year in and year out, and very young lineup that we've seen. I would think that Milwaukee is perfectly where they are. I think they'd sit very perfect right over there at number 9. I would put them there. At number 8, the New York Mets. Bleacher Report has them at 368 and 340 in the last 5 years. 2 playoff appearances, 8 wins. Wins above replacement as 160.3. Juan Soto had a great year this year. They have a tremendous lineup, interesting young rotation in the future, but we're talking about the last 5 years. I would disagree. I don't have the Mets in the top 10. I wouldn't put the Mets in the top 10 right now, but they put them at the top 10. I would have the Cleveland Guardians sitting right here at number 8. This is not hating on the Mets. I don't feel that the Mets have done enough to be in the top 10.
I actually agree with you, even as a Mets fan.
So I got the Cleveland Guardians at number 8. At number 7, they have the San Diego Padres. They're 380 and 328. A 537 win percentage, 3 appearances, 12 wins, win above replacement 184. Sensational over the last couple of years. They have some good young pitchers. They have always had a good farm system, even though they like trading them away. They seem to do that very often. But and they've played so very well over the last couple of years and very consistent. I would say San Diego's perfect, right where they're sitting as well. I don't agree with a lot of things Bleacher Report does, but I would agree with them here. At number 6, we have, right, we're at number 6?
Yep.
They have the Tampa Bay Rays. They're 405 and 303, 12 wins, American League Championship in 2020, 199.9 win above replacement. Very interesting. I would think Tampa's a little higher than this. I would put them a little higher than this. I'm not a big fan of their manager, but I think this is a team that doesn't have a very big salary cap. They pretty much find players on the scrap heap. They have pitchers in their farm system that they develop. They do that very well, and then they trade them away, and they add to that roster every single time when they have these pitchers really develop over the years. So I would have Tampa higher than this. I would disagree with them. It's so interesting when I look at this, and I'm trying to figure out where would I have them? You know what? I would have. I'm gonna put the New York Yankees there. I'm gonna put the New York Yankees there, and I know a lot of Yankee fans are gonna hate me for this. The Yankees have not won since 2009. And as good as they've been and consistent as they've been, and I could give you their record, and I know a lot of Yankee fans are probably going to be discouraged on this. I don't care. I look at their 400 and 308. They have 4 appearances in the playoff, 15 wins. They have an American League championship in 2024 and a 189.2 a win above replacement. They don't hit in the playoffs, okay? And when you don't hit in the playoffs, you don't win. And they've done this year in and year out. I wouldn't put them in my top 5. I'm sorry, Yankee fans. I would not. So I would have the Yankees at number 6. At number 5, that is the place I would have Tampa. I think Tampa has been consistent. I think the Tampa Bay Rays are one of the lowest salaries in all of baseball. I gave you their statistics. They've had players that they really have traded away. Every time they develop. Look at Tyler Glass now. They let him go. They sent him to the Dodgers. Can't stay healthy. They loaded up on that trade from the Dodgers. Brought in a bunch of prospects that are developing right now in their farm system and on their team, on their roster. I would put them there. At number 4, I would have the Philadelphia Phillies. I think they've been consistent. 382 and 326. 3 appearances, 20 wins, National League Championship in 2022, 183.2 win above replacement. Just think about this. Thompson was a bench coach for Joe Girardi. He took over this team. This team has been completely different over the last 3 years. He's developed these players. They've brought players in. They've bought into Thompson. I love what Philadelphia has done over the last couple of years, and they did lose tonight, but still very successful. So I would have Philadelphia at number 4. At number 3, the Houston Astros. I would have them one higher than this. I think the Astros have been very consistent over the years. I can't stand the organization as a whole. I'm going to move them up. The Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves are 417, 290, 21 wins in 5 appearances in the playoffs, a National League and a World Series in 2021, win above replacement, 211.5. The problem with them over the last 2 years is health. And if you look at the last 5 years, they're consistent but can't stay healthy. And they didn't make the playoffs this year. So I would have them outside of the top 2. I would have Atlanta at number 3. I would have Houston number 2. Houston, consistency, 408, 299, 5 appearances, 34 wins, American League Championship, a World Series championship, which they cheated, as we all know. Nevertheless, they've been so very consistent, 206.5 win above replacement. Success, they've had so many great, young, talented players they've developed. Kyle Tucker, Alex Bregman, Yordan Alvarez, and Jose Altuve. They've been very, very good. And their pitching staff, Verlander, Garrett Cole, all these young guys they have, Alvarez, they're just really, really good. So I'd have them at number 2. And at number 1, yes, I'm going to put them there. And they're probably going to win the World Series again this year, back-to-back championships, the Los Angeles Dodgers. 458 and 250. 5 appearances, 31 wins, National League World Series championship in 2020 and 2024, 233.3 wins above replacement. Yes, Ohtani has won how many MVPs? They've got Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. This team is loaded. You can't argue it. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is in Like Flynn this week. Number 1, I hate to say it, the Dodgers. Number 6, the Yankees, falling out of the top 5.
And not top 10, the Mets.
And not top 10, the Mets. I would not.
I would agree with you on that.
They're just not. I'm sorry. I don't know what Bleacher. There's somebody on Bleacher Report that's a Met fan, because you cannot honestly put the Mets there.
No.
They haven't even been in a World Series in the last 5 years.
Yeah, I would probably say maybe Seattle cracks the list at that point because they made the playoffs a bunch and they develop players well.
Maybe. I still think Seattle's looking out with all the teams that I mentioned. I think.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out who I would replace the Mets with in the top 10, but there are options of better player developments.
Absolutely. All right. How did you guys like that? Job,
I
you
love
like
that
that
list.
You like that list?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple I would have probably. I mean, yeah, the Braves is tough just because of the injuries. I mean, it's the first time ever that the opening day starting five has ever been hurt, and they were all on the DL.
Yeah.
I would have had the M's, just for the young guys and the things they've done. But other than that, I might have had the Yankees in the top 5 getting to the World Series. Yeah. But I don't hate that because it's literally been the same MO for like the last 12, 15 years. So yeah, it was yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, obviously the Houston cheating, that's never going to end.
But it's the last 5 years, they weren't cheating then. It was 2017 and 19.
No, yeah. Right.
It's not going to discredit them there. The Phillies and the Yankees are kind of interchangeable because they both have spent a lot of money and they both have some development with young players but don't with others. I always said the top 4, were the Dodgers, the Astros, the Braves, and the Rays. Like the Rays are the low market geniuses, the Braves and Astros middle market, and the Dodgers obviously spending a ton.
I have to put the Rays in my top 4 too. So.
The Rays, they for sure. I would, and it's with what the Guardians have done year in and year out too. Like somehow finding a way, and like you get the Biebers, and even Quantrill when he was there. Obviously, he's kind of digressed a little bit, but yeah, they always seem to be there and never like get over the hump, but. They're always there. I might have been a little bit higher because I like I think I'm very biased too because I love Rammer, but I love Stephen Vogt. He's fantastic, and I like what their front office has done.